Burgess here with Music Marketing TV, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of mixing with Baby Audio's TAIP. It's their latest and greatest TAIP emulation plugin, and if you haven't seen it, you can check out the walkthrough video that we do for it. So this is the track they're going to be using. Let me play for you a little bit of it.
I'm sick. I'm sick.
So pretty cool. Over here we have some low strings coming in. And let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So first off, we're going to focus up here on these low winds. Yes, those ones. And we'll go ahead, we'll solo them out so the trumpets aren't in there. And let's go ahead, let's grab a instance of TAIP, spelled T-A-I-P, because it is based on some nifty AI. And I like the dark theme the most, so I tend to go for that one. So, all right, here we go. What we're going to do is, what I'd like to do is really crush it, create something quite aggressive, and then mix it in parallel, just to supplement it a bit. I'm going to leave the gain control on. I'm going to turn the drive up quite a bit. I'm going to bring the high shape and the low shape all the way up. And the glue up as well. Take the noise off. I don't want any of the noise. Yeah, right around there. We get some good extra crispy edge distortion around it. Whatever the heck that means. You know what I mean. We're distorting it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this down until we find a nice, reasonable middle value. Somewhere around there. And then let's go, let's hear it in context with everything else. So here is before.
I'm sick.
Very, very nice. And just so you can hear before and after sort of isolated, this was before. Oh, and the drums aren't being routed to a particular track. So let's go, let's take those off. So that was before, here's after. Very, very nice. So with that taken care of, let's go ahead, let's turn our attention over here to some of the drums that we've got going on. In particular, this one, let's send it to a drum. Let's send it to a drum. Let's send it to an insert, a mixer track, whatever you want to call it. And we are going to give it an instance of TAIP. And what I think it would be kind of cool is if we automated some of this on and off. Or maybe let's try just the general parallel chain first. Maybe that'll just be the secret sauce. Maybe we don't need to get so complicated. We're going to let the high end actually be kind of, we're going to put this in the negative. We'll bring this up some, leave the low end alone. Let's hear this in context. Whoops.
I'm sick. I'm sick.
Let's hear a before and after of this. So I didn't say a whole lot there, but I'm basically just listening for the spectrum. In this case, it's just sort of, I'm just trying to add a bit of crunch to it. And I think it'd be kind of cool to scoop a little bit of the highs out. And I briefly put it up. I brought the presence up, but the high shape's going to overpower the presence just in general. In the walkthrough, it's showing, it's kind of obvious. I don't say it directly, but that's sort of a thing. This is a pretty aggressive control. And let's blow this up. Let me just show you by itself. So So that's after. Here it was before. So just a bit more of a crunched sound, a little more compressed, you know, nothing too crazy. We have the glue up, and that's gonna be fine for there. Something else that I think would be kind of cool is I have this like a scratch sample, which has been completely soloed. Yeah. And then, you know, in context. This would be kind of cool to automate on and off with the drive. So let's go ahead, let's take a tape on this one as well. And what we're going to do for this guy is let's give it a pretty aggressive setting. Yeah, like that right there. So bypass. And then here it is with it off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate this. So I have a custom keyboard shortcut for this. You'll do this however you do it in your DAW. But for me, I just move this and I hit Shift A, and I've created a shortcut. The only drawback to this particular shortcut is it makes it so that whenever I want to type a capital A, kind of a pain. But that's the only drawback. So, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to have it start off without this being on, without the nice crunchy tape effect. And then, what would it sound like if we just went straight to it?
I'm sick.
That's pretty dope. Let's go ahead. Let's mix it off right here. And then we'll have it, I don't know, we'll have it fade in. This might be more of a binary thing. But let's try fade in. And then right here, we'll have it, where does it say? It says I'm sick at some point. I like the fading kind of. It actually is kind of a cool idea. So right here, we'll have it off, and then we'll have it like pop right when it says I'm sick. And that should be fine where it's at.
I'm sick.
We'll have this start off without it, and these sort of more empty gaps.
I'm sick.
That's pretty cool. What's this over here?
I'm sick.
Right here, we'll have it fade out in the middle of that. Why not? We'll put some sort of aggressive right there. So it starts off sort of like a little more crunchy, and then less crunchy.
I'm sick.
Leaves the sick alone. Why not?
I'm sick. I'm sick.
Man, I really like that drum loop. It's a good drum loop, that one. And then, oh, that's the end of the scratch. So there we go. I really like that. And are there any other elements? I think I just wanted to touch this one bigger drum loop, and then I'll let this be sort of some added definition. We have some extra string stuff coming right here that I do kind of want to experiment with. This one's already pretty dang crunchy, and this one's coming out quite nicely. I don't know. This already has kind of the vibe I'm looking for. We could try adding a tape on this sort of more bare one, but I don't want to lose the high end. We'll give it some presence. I don't know. This is a good idea, bad idea. We'll go for the middle color. Like, sometimes it's a bit tricky to... Well, I'm already on the middle color. It's not tricky. I'm defaulting to it. We'll go for the white one. Why not? Get some variety in here. So bright. Let's bring this up. That is kind of a cool addition. I don't know if it's something I want. High shape all the way up. I mean, let's try the opposite. It's kind of cool. Bypass it. I'm gonna need to hear it in context. Does it fill a hole that I have? That's the question. See, it's kind of overlapping with some stuff, but at this point, everything else is kind of going. Maybe if I dial it back some. think I'm gonna keep it. I do like it. Let's try the glue up and the low shape up. Does that ruin it? Does that take it away? So low shape down seems like the move. Yeah. Well, if I was making something a little more cinematic, this would be kind of a cool way to get that sound. Oh, look at that. We'll bring it up. We could dial it in a little bit more to the higher region. A little more. This low shape is going to be something specific. Somewhere right around there. Can I go to 20? Can I type a value? I can't type a value. 21? I think 21's closer to what I want. I'm looking for sort of, there's like a middle resonancy area in the middle that I kind of like. So that experiment kind of worked out. I like that. Okay, so maybe only for a section of it, I'm feeling. What I'm thinking we should do is we should have the mix off, and then we should have it turn on throughout the phrase. So at the end, it sort of builds to that instead of having it on, you know, from the get-go. So I'm going to go ahead and solo this so it's easy to identify, and I'm going to automate this similar to how I did before. The alternative in FL is you have to go to like browse parameters and then look through this big list of parameters after moving it and then choose to automate it from there. So this is how I sort of do it. This is what we want. So let's have it instead, because that sharp beginning, I feel like it's pretty important. So I'll have the mix off, and then this thing echoes out for a little bit. Let's have a repeating thing. The next repeat happens right there. So if we put the cut right here and we hit Control B, Control B, Control B, it should line up with all of them. We can mess with some tighter curves, some bigger stuff. Yeah, I kind of like it dipping and then coming up right at the end. Let's see if that works in context. And then for these, we'll have it do that at the beginning, and then we'll just gate the effect after that. So it's just sort of that. So the echoes, I don't want the echoes to have that. It just sort of fades away in between, and the echoes sort of do what they were doing before. And that's kind of a cool way to dial it in. So I guess let's do a little bit of a before and after. So here it was before.
I'm sick.
And then over here with the low end. And then here it was after. We'll do the beginning section.
I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sick.
So there it is after. Just some brief thoughts. I think I might be a little heavy-handed on this. I think at times it needs to be heavy-handed, but I think for some of these middle sections, I could probably be a little lighter on the scratch. And on that low end where we're automating it on and off, I might also dial these back. But that's a decision. I might leave and then listen to it, you know, tomorrow and see what my thoughts are then. This is just sort of a gut reaction to hearing it sort of in more context. But anyways, that is a little bit of mixing with tape. Hopefully you took away some cool ideas or things you could do with this. Setting up the effect is extremely simple. You see, it's a very straightforward plugin to work with. It's mostly just about getting the vibe that you want and adding the content that you want. I really like it for its extreme ability to easily dive into crunch and to easily sort of fit it in. And it's a kind of crunch that sounds really good. It's not something that sticks out in a way I don't like. There's some distortions have this problem. If you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for future videos. And have a blessed day.
I'm sick.